Welcome to the Inside Silverstone podcast, a business-focused podcast covering all things tech, engineering and innovation. Hosted by me, Chris Broome, a huge tech, motorsport and gaming fan, and also the owner of Longhurst, a firm of lifestyle financial planners and independent financial advisors located in Silverstone, Northamptonshire. This is a series of unscripted and unpolished conversations with leading business owners, thought leaders and high-tech talent where we discuss their experiences within the Silverstone business and motorsport region. We will also be asking them to share their knowledge, insight and their thoughts on the future just for you. If you're looking to learn more about the Silverstone high growth region and commercially connect with like-minded peers, you've definitely come to the right place. Welcome to Inside Silverstone. Welcome to the next edition of Inside Silverstone. My name's Chris Broome and I am your host. Today I am delighted to welcome back to the show our good friend Arno van Rooyen from Velocity IT. Arno, welcome back to the show.
Hi Chris, thanks for having me back. It's good to be on your show again.
Thank you. Arno, as we're doing, this is COVID catch-up, series number 5. So having a good natter with old friends like yourself, as well as new friends, people that we're meeting along the way. And so the first question we love to ask, obviously, is just to really find out what's going on your end, sort of life through COVID, team velocity, business, opportunities, etc., etc. So how's it all going?
It's going well, Chris. Thanks for asking. Obviously, since the pandemic outbreak, beginning of March, there has been a few challenges for us as a business to get people to work remotely, get people to work productively remotely. Obviously, we had a few challenges with, customers getting used to, working in this virtual environment. But I'm happy to report everybody is safe and well. Everybody is settled in well. We're working on quite exciting things at the minute for our customers. We feel that there's a lot of positivity in the air at the minute. We always call the sort of the green shoots are starting to show, which is great for us as a business. Team Velocity is doing well. Everybody is safe and well. So on that front, we're very happy and fortunate. So we're very optimistic as a business, sort of going into to Q3, Q4. We feel there's a lot of positivity in the air, with our prospects, also our customers. A lot of people are moving away from these so-called business critical activities, moving back into sort of project initiatives. So that's keeping us, very busy at this point in time. And we look forward to sort of seeing out this pandemic and tackling 2021.
Yeah, agreed. And for those that haven't heard of Velocity IT yet, in like a short nutshell, what do you guys do? What's your bag?
Well, our bag is really business process automation. So if you have a business process that's manual, somebody sends you an email and that email has to go through, various other stakeholders in order to achieve work or drive an outcome. What we do is we train software to automate that, and we provide these automation platforms. And it's at this point in time of the pandemic, it is actually quite a attractive proposition to have automation because people are working remotely. We are giving people remote capabilities to interact with their processes, and I think people are seeing this as a really, really attractive, like I said, proposition at this point in time. So anything business process automation, that's what we touch.
So some of your clients or customers are NHS and also universities. So talk to us about that, because obviously, presumably both of them have been sort of walloped during COVID.
Yes, so universities is an interesting one because obviously from a university's perspective, they've got a lot of students, and then there's various sort of work-related or process-related activities that that happens when you run a something like university. With the outbreak of COVID, particularly universities' finance departments became under a lot of pressure because they had to process a lot of refunds, for example. So the sort of work that we've been doing with universities was really helping them to tactically get through this high workload phase, by avoiding manual sort of workflows, so that they could process, refunds quicker. They could look at student well-being easier, and really just to provide them really good visibility, into their processes. And of course, you've got this now disparity between people working. We're not in the office anymore, so we need to connect those people, so that they can still collaborate. So that's been pretty exciting for us. I think one of the things that we've seen, and we always talk about digital transformation and what's the catalyst, but the irony is that, sometimes it does take an event like this pandemic to be this catalyst for people to realize, we shouldn't just talk about these things. We should really actually take that step and implementing these automation systems, so we could be effective, and essentially we could work from anywhere in the world. We don't have to be stuck to the office or to the printer at the office, for example.
Yeah, and presumably this automation and transformation will help well-being, will increase positivity within the workforce, and hopefully sort of post-COVID, provide us all with, as I said, sort of better well-being and better mindset.
Yes, I think so. I mean, I think that there's a lot being said about physical health during the pandemic, but it's also well-being, mental well-being, which is important, and being able to connect with your colleagues for a chat, or understanding where your colleagues are, or giving them the ability to check in or collaborate with you in your sort of your day-to-day work. I know we've got obviously the conference call facilities like Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and so on and so forth, but creating sort of applications where people can check in. They could declare anything health related. So all of these things, that there's a central repository or central portal where staff can go to, where they feel like I can go to this place. I don't know, if I feel like I need to declare that I've got a high fever or I'm ill. So these are the kind of, I guess, processes and applications that we could roll out very tactical and very quickly, and presumably build on that, in the future.
Okay, great. And what else is going on at sort of head office with Velocity? Any sort of projects on the go? Anything internally? I think you mentioned something about a website being updated. What else should we be seeing from you guys in the next 6 to 12 months?
Yes, we've been very busy, looking at our brand during this time, this pandemic as well. It sort of gave us new focus. We have our new website being launched circa beginning of September. So that's quite exciting for us. Again, we see a surge in demand for our robotic process automation services. So this is where we train a software bot to be able to mimic human behavior. So if you have activities that you do every day, which is mundane, what we can do is we train a software bot to take that mundane activities away from that person, and that person can get on with value added work. So we do a lot of research in that, and identifying those use cases that we could deploy these software bots. So that's very exciting. And as we see the adoption of RPA, or robotic process automation, increase, that's the space that we want to be sharp in, and that's the space where we spend a lot of our time doing research and development in. So that's very exciting. Of course, we have the team in India as well. So the team in India is sort of spearheading a lot of the R&D from our side, and then we bring that intellectual property in and deploy that for our customers in the UK. So very exciting stuff. There's never a boring day.
Yeah, absolutely. And so it's a bit of a fun question and then a technical one. So what's a bot, and how do you train one?
So a bot is not the thing you see on Terminator 2, with the red eye. It could be, I suppose. I think most people think it's that, but it's not. I don't know if you remember the annoying Microsoft paperclip thing that came up in the old days when you start typing a letter and it says, "It looks like you want to type a letter. Can I help?" You remember that? Was that before your time, Chris?
No, that was definitely, I remember that.
Okay, so that's the easiest way I can explain that. So take that paperclip and give it more intelligence. Give it the ability to read an email. Give it the ability to send an email. Give it the ability to take a spreadsheet and go through data and key that information into another system. Give it the ability to make rudimental decisions based on looking at a piece of data. So we can train effectively that virtual assistant to be able to help you eliminate some manual mundane work from your day-to-day activities. So for instance, if you have, let's say, a management report that you need to generate, you need to source data from various places, put that into Excel to create a management report to send on to the management team. You can train that software bot to actually go out and source that information for you in the background, copy it into the Excel, and you could literally see it work. It moves the mouse, it types in the information. So you train it to do that. And when it's done, it will ask you a question, can you review this? Are you happy? So you can create this interaction with the robot. And of course, you can do this with any type of system interaction. You could use artificial intelligence to make it more intelligent, to look at unstructured data. So it goes quite deep. You can use machine learning. So there's a lot of things you could train it to do.
And so using the Terminator analogy, so how far away from Skynet are we?
I would say about 3 years, Chris.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I think with artificial intelligence, it is in all seriousness it is a topic where people are pushing for open AI, where open AI is something like Elon Musk is pioneering that, to say, we have to use this technology very responsibly, because in the wrong hands, this could be really bad for us as a species. I think, from velocity perspective, we're not in AI and deep learning, we're in machine learning. So we could look at repetitive patterns inside the business, inside your business data, and we can extract that pattern, and by using machine learning, we could train this robot to also spot that pattern. So for instance, if you have a bank statement and you need to do bank reconciliation, you can train that bot to do that. That's just called machine learning. Deep learning and artificial intelligence, I think that's still, I guess, from a application perspective, a business application perspective, there are a lot of kind of key players, but it's not 100% mainstream yet. I don't think Skynet is going to take over soon in our lifetime, providing obviously there's some good governance and responsible governance around that. How do we train a bot? Well, it's easy. It's a studio that you go in, not a physical studio. It's a software studio, and you could drag boxes onto a canvas. And it's a bit like mapping a flowchart to say, well, do this now, read that. If you find this, do that. So it's sort of just composing a flowchart. So that's sort of in a nutshell. I hope that answers your question.
Yeah. How do you train it? So ultimately, this is what you guys do. So I thought it was a fun question to ask. So I'm going to start closing off the interview, if that's okay, Arno. So thank you again, obviously, for coming on. Delighted that we can promote Velocity IT and what you guys are doing. 2 questions, both personal. So first question is, it's 2021. COVID's over. Which means you and I can spend even more time together socialising. How amazing is that? But apart from spending more time with me, what's the one thing you're looking forward to doing the most?
I think just going back to South Africa, seeing my family there. Obviously, I've still got all my family back home. So it would be nice to see all of them again. Soak up a bit of African sun.
Nice.
And generally just catching up with them, because we have
and having one or two braais, having a few barbecues.
Yes, that's right. I mean, be rude not to. So it's a given that's somewhere in the mix.
Sure. Good. Last question, which is food related. So you're South African, you like your food, clearly, you like your barbecues. What is the king of crisps?
The king of crisps.
What's your favourite crisps?
I would say salt and vinegar, but the ones in the green packet.
Okay, so what makes that?
It would be Walker's.
Walker's. Salt and vinegar from Walker's. Happy days. Yeah, we've had a variety. I think prawn cocktail was the previous one to that. I think we had a steak, a sort of a steak flavour before that, and cheesy Wotsits before that. So yeah, it's we're going to be building up a nice archive of our tech community, which is what's the best crisp, the favourite crisp. So I will make sure on Saturday when you come over to mine for a socially distant barbecue, we've got some salt and vinegar crisps. What do the kids like? What's their favourite crisps? Whilst we're asking that question,
I think anything. You could literally feed them anything that is in a crisp bag.
Yeah.
So
crisps and Fortnite, we're good with the kids.
I think so, and just keep the salt and vinegar crisp away from them, because they could be like locusts. They would. So yeah, socially distant the crisps as well away from the kids.
Okay, fine. I'll let Louise know. Arno, we digress, but fantastic. Arno van Rooyen from Velocity IT, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Look forward, obviously, seeing you personally soon, but obviously good luck with the business, and look forward to seeing the new website, which will be out in a couple of months' time. And for everybody listening to this, I will leave Arno's contact details and their company website profile in our show notes. So if you want to get hold of these guys for anything, including designing and teaching a bot, this is the man to do it, and they're the team to do it for you. Arno, thank you very much for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, Chris.
The Inside Silverstone podcast is produced by the team at Longhurst for the benefit of those with a passion for all things tech, engineering and innovation. For more information, please visit longhurst.co.uk/Inside Silverstone, whilst also remembering to give us a 5 out of 5 star rating on iTunes. Please note that neither Chris Broome or Longhurst work for Silverstone Park, Silverstone Circuit or Silverstone Technology Cluster.